Welcome to Faith Distilled. Today, we're presenting the distilled essence of the sermon, A Merry Christmas, by the one and only Reverend C.H. Spurgeon.
I pray that we now have the divine grace to truly listen. And may what we hear today stay with us, truly abide with us throughout this coming week, especially as some of you gather together in your own homes.
You see, our text for this season, it gives us this most pleasing picture of the patriarch Job's family. Here's a family blessed in body, in basket, and in store. Before his great trial, he was an exceedingly happy man. So let us now read from his book. And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them.
And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, "It may be that my sons have sinned, and cursed God in their hearts." Thus did Job continually.
What a brilliant constellation they were. Just think of it. Not a single one of Job's children lacked for anything. They each had their own prosperous home. And yet, they remained an undivided family. And what a rare and precious thing that is. It's like they wanted to keep themselves together, like a little flock of sheep in the middle of a world of wolves, and they maintained that peace and unity through these regular, joyful meetings.
So, my sermon today is divided into 3 parts, and each part is marked by the ringing of a different bell. First, we're going to ring the merry bell, because the text itself is festive. Second, we'll ring the sermon bell, because the text is also incredibly instructive. And thirdly, we will have to ring the funeral bell, for what follows this text is truly afflictive. So let's begin with the sound of that merry bell.
Now, for you souls out there who would deny your fellow men all sorts of mirth, come and listen to the merry bell of this text. You see, it gives a license for joy, especially for the righteous, but it suggests a holy caution, and it provides a blessed remedy.
Some people would have you believe that to be holy, well, you have to be morose. Nonsense. Feasting is not a wrong thing. If it were, the perfect and upright Job, he would have forbidden it to his children. He would have told them this is a wicked custom. But no, instead he only feared lest a wrong thing should be made out of what was, at its heart, a right thing.
And I think I can show you that their feasting was a good and righteous thing. First, they gathered in good houses, their own homes, mind you, not in some tavern. Second, they were in good company, among their own family. Third, they showed good behavior. Job never heard of any wrongdoing. And finally, their intent was good, to foster love and family unity. And in this, the text gives us all permission to do the very same.
But now, that same merry bell suggests a caution, because even in this most righteous gathering, in this seemingly perfect family, the godly father had a fear.
He said, "It may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." Or, as some translate it, maybe they blessed God too little in their hearts. Maybe they just weren't grateful enough. It may be. Now think about that. If Job's own children, feasting in a right and commendable way, still had this "maybe" hanging over them, am I being too superstitious when I say to you, brethren, it may be that we too shall sin in our happiest gatherings? Why? Well, because no place on this earth is free from the shadow of sin. Remember, even when the sons of God gathered, Satan was right there among them. A bountiful table? Well, it brings its own special temptations. I tell you, more souls have been lost to gluttony than to starvation, and we must never, ever forget the best of us are still only human. So let this caution ring in all our ears. It may be.
And so we turn from the merry bell to what is instructive in the text. We must now ring the sermon bell, because there is a deep, deep lesson here for every Christian soul. The sermon in the text is this: if Job found it right with a holy jealousy to suspect his own perfect children at their own righteous feasts, how much more should you and I be jealous of ourselves? If Job's sons were in danger at their own tables, how much more are some of you in danger, Christians, when you have to go out and be among the ungodly?
You are never, ever out of the danger of sinning. There is a snare in every single joy.
There is a robber at every turn of the road, waiting to rob you of your jewels. There is a thief behind every bush.
There is not a stone that you tread on, under which there is not a viper's nest. Therefore, you must be careful, be watchful, be vigilant.
And now we must turn to what follows the text, and it is afflictive. Here, my friends, we must ring the funeral bell.
What followed this blessed feast? Well, while they were eating and drinking wine, a great wind came from the wilderness. You see, between the table and the coffin, there is but a single step. Between the feast and the funeral, there may be but a day. The very bell that rings the marriage peal may soon toll the funeral knell.
And behold, the messenger cried, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the four corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead.
Sinner, how can you possibly feast when death is not yet your friend? This is no time for celebration while God's sword hangs ready. And you, saint, can you truly say, welcome death? Live today as you wish to live in eternity. Then, if that wind should come, you will simply fall asleep at one feast, only to awaken at another, far grander one.
And so, having heard the merry bell, the sermon bell, and the funeral bell, what are we to do? I offer you this final pastoral charge from the wise king. If your sin is pardoned, if you have found mercy at the cross, then and only then may we say in the words of Solomon, "Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy, and drink thy wine with a merry heart, for God now accepteth thy works."
Thank you for listening. Make sure you subscribe for more distilled wisdom.